Hi there, Heather Ferber, Langlois Vital Nutrition Center in Brookfield, Wisconsin. Today we're going to talk about the second phase of the menstrual cycle. If you missed my first video, please go back and look for that, where I talked about roughly days 1 through 6, which are the menstrual phase of the menstrual cycle. Today I want to touch on the follicular phase of the menstrual cycle. This phase usually runs about day 7 to day 13 or 14 in most women. There can be a little variation on that. But this is the time when estrogen begins to rise and it's going to start impacting the development of your primary follicle that hopefully mid-cycle and in our third phase will ovulate. So what's going on during the follicular phase? Well, with that rise in estrogen and relatively low levels of progesterone, you may feel yourself more willing to connect with people. You may find yourself with more creativity, spouting new ideas. You may find that you tolerate the stress in your job or your work life or your family life much better during the follicular phase. And really, planning and organization is key during this time. And you also may find that your immune system is the strongest during this phase. So, what to do in terms of exercise and working out? Well, while you have this increase in estrogen and relatively low levels of progesterone, you are going to find that your energy just may be a little bit better. You may find that you tolerate more difficult or more challenging workouts at the gym. Along with that, with that rise in estrogen and your body becoming more insulin sensitive, this is a good time that you can try, ramping up your carbohydrate intake a little bit. Now, I'll say that, everybody's different. If you have a history of polycystic ovarian syndrome, then ramping up your carbohydrate intake may look a little bit different from someone who is not as sensitive to carbohydrates. So you can use this to drive better energy at the gym and to increase the impactfulness of those workouts. As far as food goes during the follicular phase, if you're someone who tends to run estrogen dominant throughout your entire cycle, meaning where you just have lots more estrogen on board than progesterone, this is a good time to think about increasing cruciferous vegetables, increasing fermented foods, increasing your fiber, continuing to limit caffeine and alcohol, and just doing some of those things that have been shown to help with estrogen dominance in preparing for the next phase of the cycle, which is the ovulatory phase. And sometimes that's the phase where people start to begin to feel some of these mid-cycle to late cycle PMS type symptoms. So with that said, I think those are the highlights of the follicular phase. Please look for my third video, which we will do, and we will discuss the ovulatory phase.